Hey, so somebody commented on a post of mine, an old post of mine on Reddit today, and so I want to read it, and I realized it's a topic that I don't know that I've ever specifically addressed this on this channel, but it's a good reminder if I have. And that is that when you have your intentions set and you have gotten to the point where you know it will happen and you have complete faith and you believe and all that good stuff, one side effect of that, one natural side effect of that, is that you will stop worrying about whether or not it's going to happen. When you know something's going to happen, you don't worry about whether it's going to happen. And so that just happens naturally. But for some things, like if there's a big thing in your life that you want that's missing, or especially like with things like money where it's readily apparent all the time, like if you don't have a lot of money, it's readily apparent that you don't, even if you've done the thing to eventually have it or whatever. And what you can do, and this is so simple, but it's so easy to forget, but it's so powerful to do it, is remind yourself, I don't have to worry about this because it's done. And I want to make a distinction. In my world anyway, saying I don't have to worry about this because it's done doesn't mean you don't have to do anything. What that means is that you don't have to experience mental anguish over it, or toil over it mentally, or worry about it. Like any negative emotion that is produced by thinking about your desire or intention should be gone. That's the beautiful, peaceful side effect of all of this. It doesn't necessarily mean that you won't have to figure anything out, but there should be a certain spirit going forward once you have planted the seed with something, where it's just like the tension leaves you. You know, if you have something that you want and you're not getting, there's probably, if you're like me, there's probably this sort of worry and tension about it when you think about it. Like, maybe it's not going to happen. What am I going to do? That kind of thing. That's what leaves you. For me, my biggest thing was like that I didn't have the right romantic partner at 40 when I turned 40 last year. Like the year leading up to that especially was just like, I just like white knuckled it, because I was just like, oh my God, like I really fucked up. Like I really, made the wrong choices in my life. I really screwed everything up. I'm not going to get the thing I want. Just this attitude about it. And when I realized that I could, apply to it the intention and the knowing it was done, just like I had done with money, just like I had done with my body, other things, it was just like this instant release. Like all the muscles in my body and in my head and in my forehead, like this vein in my forehead just kind of went, and it never went back. Because that's the benefit of knowing it's done and having faith, is that you don't have to figure it out anymore. And so if you find yourself having, feeling pretty sure that you have come around to knowing that it's done, which I did with the romantic thing, that doesn't mean that it never came up for me. I had a couple of relationships in the meantime, or I had a relationship in the meantime, where I just was confused. And if you look on this channel, you can see that there was a bunch of questions about it in my mind, and I thought a lot about it. There was a bunch of like down here on earth level thinking, but there was no toil. That I wasn't like, if this doesn't work out, I'm screwed. Or anytime I tried to figure out how it was going to happen, and I started to feel that tension because I couldn't see the way. I looked on dating sites and I just didn't see anybody I would want to date. I reflected on my experience of meeting people on dating sites and was just like, it hasn't been very good. And I felt a resistance to putting myself out there in that way. I didn't like it. It's just like all these negative feelings came up about it, and it was the only way I could see to meet somebody. And so I just, a couple times throughout the last 6 months, I felt this like sort of panic. Like, oh my God, I'm not out there. Time's going by. I should go on a dating site, or, you know, just like I had this like thing, and then I would remember, okay, it's done. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to go on a dating site. Like, that doesn't feel right to me. I shouldn't do it. I'm just gonna have faith that I said the thing is done. My intention has been communicated, and I don't have to worry about this anymore. A. B, I don't have to think about this anymore. And I would just drop it. I did. And then I met Matt through this YouTube channel, which I never would have expected. That I don't think that thought ever even entered my mind, other than when I was panicking about the fact that I'm not out there. One thought I know I've had at least once in the past was, well, I'm out there on a YouTube channel. It's not like I'm completely locked away in my apartment or whatever. But so this is one of the things that you can do actively, mentally, is remind yourself that it's done and you don't have to worry about it. Just remind yourself, I don't have to worry about this. It's done. Strongly, you know, with conviction. And then get on with your life. That's the key. Move on. Think about something else. Like, I don't know, go play a video game. Go read a book. Like, go clean your room. You know? Just don't think about it anymore. Drop it. Put it aside. Have faith that it's done. That's what I wanted to say about this. Because a lot of mental energy, I think, for a lot of people is sort of accidentally spent still obsessing or still thinking, still wondering how it's going to happen, still worrying, you know, about what's going to happen. And there's sort of a fine line here with that attitude and taking action or not. And this is something I think you just have to feel out yourself. You know, when I would like try to go on a dating site, I just had this bad feeling. Like, I didn't want that. And so I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything directly to try to bring about the manifestation of the right person. It just dropped into my lap. There was no thought or effort that went into anything that had to do with meeting Matt at all. And that, I think, you just have to feel for yourself. If there's, you know, if money is your thing and you just really have a horrible resistance to working at a certain type of job and that appears to be your only option, I don't know, like, you just have to, you know, you just have to go with your heart, I think, on some things. But overall, having complete faith that it's done should bring you some measure of peace that you didn't feel before setting the intention and letting it go. And so somebody out there somewhere needs to hear this message today, which is why I felt the urge to say it and why somebody commented on my post. See how that works. Love ya. Have a good day.